Results are rolling in on this Super Tuesday. More than a dozen states headed to the polls in the presidential primary. Tonight we'll have the latest numbers. Plus, Ontonagon residents react to Aspirus Health's decision to transition the hospital to a rural health clinic. Why some of them are saying they're considering moving out of the area because of it.
We'll be quiet in the sky for a bit. I'll show you though when that rain-snow mix heads our way and the March record book.
And grant money available to Marquette County nonprofits. Those details at 11.
Watching Andy Griffith has one result.
Makes you feel good, don't it? Kind of a warm feeling right in the middle of your stomach, your head 2 or 3 feet above your shoulders. You know why you're feeling that way, don't you, boy?
'Cause I'm pooped.
The Andy Griffith Show, weeknights at 8 on MeTV 19.1. WZMQ 19, CBS, Marquette.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mitchell Reif. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Ontonagon residents are reacting to Aspirus Health's decision to transition the hospital to a health clinic. A Delta County commissioner is calling for a state investigation into a potential confidentiality violation involving the Conservation District. We'll have those details. Millions of voters in 15 states and 1 territory are at the polls. We'll have a closer look at Super Tuesday. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
In your first warning weather forecast, well, Ariane, we finally saw a hint of spring today, and I mean, got past couple of days. I'm hoping it continues.
Super gorgeous out there as far as the sunshine, although it was a little bit chilly. Right now in Houghton, it's around 29 degrees. Not surprising as it's nighttime and we've got mostly clear skies, so those temperatures are going to be cooler. But if you look at these bars going into the early morning hours, it looks like very calm conditions. This was the College Avenue scene earlier today. Sunshine across the UP. Hopefully I'll have time to show you some pictures of what it looked like even down at the bridge, but I've got your full forecast along the way here after the break.
Polls have closed in a couple of states with Super Tuesday contests, but they remain open in many other states holding primaries today. More than 1/3 of delegates are up for grabs as voters cast their ballots for who they want to be the Democratic and Republican nominees for president. Donnie Backus reports from California.
CBS News projects former President Donald Trump has picked up early wins in a handful of states for the Republican nomination, while President Biden has won races on the Democratic side.
Joe Biden better win, all right? I mean, I think the country, there's an awful lot at stake.
And if I can speak directly to President Trump, I wish he would tone his comments down on his political opponents. We want you to run the country. We want you to be effective. He has great policies.
Voters in more than a dozen states cast their ballots, with more than 1/3 of delegates up for grabs. While Trump and Biden are clear frontrunners, neither can clinch the nomination this Super Tuesday. CBS News exit polls show immigration and the economy are the top issues on Republican voters' minds.
I'm going to vote for anybody who says they're closing the border.
Nikki Haley, Trump's remaining Republican challenger, has said her goal is to remain competitive on Super Tuesday, but she's been vague about what that looks like.
I'm a Democrat. I will be voting for Joe Biden in the general election, but I put in a vote for Nikki Haley today.
Some Democrats chose not to vote for Biden to protest his handling of the Israel-Hamas war.
I voted uncommitted because I want to send a message that we are tired and we want a ceasefire.
CBS News exit polling shows President Biden's support among key Democratic groups is not at the same levels as 2020.
New at 11, a Delta County commissioner is calling for a state investigation into a potential confidentiality violation involving the Conservation District. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has these details.
Tonight, the Delta County Board of Commissioners continued its discussion on a proposed day-use project at OB Fuller Park. While some members of the public have raised concerns about the project, Commissioner Bob Barron brought a new issue to the board, one he calls a possible violation of confidentiality concerning MEEP, or the Michigan Agriculture Environmental Assurance Program.
It's my understanding that the chair of the Soil Conservation Board has directed the technician that before they can work on any county project about the need, they have to get clearance from that. That's not part of this program. It violates confidentiality.
During public comment, Conservation District Board Chair Joe Kaplan gave his version of the conversation. He says when he realized the map of the project was the same as a map from the Conservation District years ago, he asked the MEP representative for information about the county's enrollment in the program.
Her response to me, you know what, Joe? I don't feel comfortable giving it to you because there's confidentiality issues. And I said, please go ahead and vet that.
Kaplan says he looked into it himself and challenged Barron's accusation.
There is no confidentiality between a technician and the person who's elected to be in charge of this. The confidentiality comes on me that I don't just disclose it like you just did. You are relaying details of a private conversation that happened in our office.
Barron moved that the board write the Michigan Department of Agriculture about the issue, but with a majority of commissioners requesting more information before the next meeting, the motion was withdrawn. Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
After a closed session, the commission also voted to turn the airport investigation over to the FAA at the recommendation of its civil attorney. When asked for comment, manager Robert Ranstadler told WZMQ the airport has nothing to add at this time. And the Ontonagon community is reacting to Aspirus's decision to close the hospital and the emergency room at the Ontonagon Hospital. WZMQ's Scott Minshaw spoke with the village manager and community members about the drawbacks they're predicting will come from this closure.
The Ontonagon village manager was given just an hour's notice before Aspirus's decision to close the hospital and emergency room was made public last month. According to him, the city was not given a chance to make its case to keep the only emergency room in Ontonagon County open.
And I heard it on the radio just like everybody else, and then I have the statement, and I'm sure you've seen it, it's a page and a half, and it's pretty vague. They're talking about investing elsewhere and backtracking big time in my backyard.
The statement he is referring to is the press release sent by Aspirus on February 20th. It reads that on April 20th, Aspirus Ontonagon Hospital will transition to a rural health clinic offering solely outpatient services.
From personal experience, we just had to go to Rhinelander for a medical emergency, and then a few times a year we'll have to go up to Houghton to find proper medical care there as well.
The closure puts the closest hospital over 50 miles away from the village. For a county that's population has an average age of over 60 years old, DuPont says the long wait time could have life-altering effects.
Think of a stroke where 5 minutes and you might fully recover from a stroke, 15 minutes you might not be able to use one of your arms. I mean, it's scary.
According to the village manager, the closure will result in 16 to 20 full-time jobs being cut to part-time or eliminated altogether, something the area, which lacks major industry, cannot afford.
We don't have a lot of jobs here. There's not a lot of jobs for especially younger families. You know, you got somebody in their 30s or 40s that are trying to raise kids, and losing that job is a big deal.
The village manager says he is currently exploring options to bring another emergency room to Ontonagon. Scott Minshaw, WZMQ 19 News, Ontonagon.
And the city has created a committee that is talking with Aspirus to voice concerns that residents do have so that their voices do not go unheard. And crews are still on the scene fighting what was a massive fire and small explosions at an industrial building in Clinton Township Monday evening. Fire Chief Tim Duncan said on Tuesday morning that one person died in the explosion, a 19-year-old. The person was reportedly hit by a projectile from the explosion while he was a quarter mile away down the road. Additionally, a firefighter is injured after a piece of debris clipped his face. Police said the building was a warehouse for Select Distributors, which fire officials described as a vaping material supplier. Duncan said the vacant building had large butane and nitrous oxide tanks stored inside that might have been the source of the blaze. Duncan said the building was a total loss.
More than we anticipated. And we encourage, again, people not to go out looking for these for souvenirs. This is not a game. These things are dangerous. They're jagged, they could hurt some little people. And they're containers that are still exploding. Not very many, but it's still dangerous.
Officials also say there is remaining debris scattered across the area from the explosion, and they urge people to not look for this debris as it may be dangerous and cause harm. Jury selection began today in the manslaughter trial for James Crumley. He's the father of Oxford High School shooter Ethan Crumley, who shot and killed 4 classmates at his school in 2021. James Crumley faces 4 charges of involuntary manslaughter, 1 for each victim. He's accused of buying the gun his son used in the deadly shooting. His wife Jennifer Crumley was convicted of the same charges during her trial in February. Jennifer Crumley testified at her trial that the gun was used for her husband's responsibility. And Ariane has your full weather forecast after the break, as well as nearly 10,000 homes in the state that could see rehabilitation as Governor Whitmer plans to invest $1.4 billion into housing. Plus, what Iron Mountain City Council had to say about the state's payout when it comes to marijuana business laws throughout the UP. We'll be right back right after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Sing along with Stalag 13.
Hello! Hello! We hope you like our show. You'll laugh, scream, cry, sigh, and absolutely die.
Hogan's Heroes, weeknights at 10 on MeTV 19.1.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. That's because at John's Auto, communication is the key to service. When we have your car, you can expect to be updated on what's going on. And Craig here will explain repairs in terms I even understand, and I'm only 9. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget, we're still your #1 source for a pre-owned vehicle in Marquette County.
John's Auto Marquette.
I had a brain aneurysm in the year 2000 here. No one was going to hire someone that had a disability or whatever. I went through a program here at Goodwill well over 20 years ago, and they hired me as soon as I was able to come back to work. They hired many people with disabilities and stuff and get them back into the workforce. My favorite thing I work at Marquette Goodwill is just interacting with the people. It's great atmosphere here and great people here. Goodwill treats everyone really good. So it's like a second chance almost, I was going to say. It really gets you back on your feet.
Shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
The primary season is just starting, and I'm being told it's over and it's Biden and Trump. Okay.
Colbert's New with Senator Bernie Sanders tonight on CBS. Who will be there when the final whistle blows or the final votes have been cast? Will you start a career in the broadcasting industry? Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Well, both the mittens, well, at least our northern mitten here staying fairly dry. Maybe a little bit of precipitation down there in the southwest corner of the Lower Peninsula. But as of right now, we've been fairly clear of that precipitation party. Could be back, though. I'll tell you when. Chilly conditions tonight. We've got mostly clear skies as we get into it. And those winds fairly calm at the moment, but these temperatures 10 to 25. It's going to be coldest over there for the west half of the UP. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, that Keweenaw Peninsula can expect the coldest daytime temperatures. As we take a look at the next 2 days, 35 to 50 on our Wednesday. We'll see some gusts again along that Keweenaw spine. And then Thursday, mostly cloudy skies and winds picking up pretty much for everybody. We could see gusts actually up to about 30 miles an hour later in the day, but those temperatures 40 to 50. So warmest day this week expected on Thursday. Sunniest on Wednesday tomorrow. I don't know why it says Tuesday, just for fun and see if you're paying attention. We've got a moderate UV index range there of about 3, which means you can still burn maybe about 45 minutes, but definitely apply some sunscreen if you're headed out there, or stay out of the sun from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then max wind gusts, I mentioned those are going to be picking up on our Thursday, and we'll see about 30 miles an hour for Eagle Harbor. This is during the day. And then Houghton about 25, just so you have some perspective on that. A little bit calmer down south, especially in Iron Mountain. Taking a look at temperatures right now, I mentioned these are going to drop down into the teens, possibly tweens or preteens, but we'll expect them at the moment in that 20-degree range and clear skies. Those winds primarily coming out of the north-northwest. We could see a change of direction with some southerly winds, but we're expecting a cold air change coming this weekend, probably Friday. All right, taking a look at the past couple of marches, I shouldn't say couple, the past marches here since the National Weather Service has been keeping records, so 1960s. All right, so our warmest month of March was back in 2012. We averaged highs around 39 degrees. Coldest was 2014. Look at those temperatures, 15. I'll take the 30s. Rainiest was back in 1979. Remember the 1900s? We saw about 6 inches of rain throughout the month, and then the snowiest was 2002. Look at that number, 83 inches just in March. And speaking of March, we've got a season change coming up. Vernal equinox, otherwise known as spring, that starts on Tuesday, March 19th, and that'll be at 11:06 p.m. in case you want to head outside and check that out, what's going on at 11 o'clock in the evening. Our 7-day outlook for Marquette, gusts here around 20 miles an hour on Thursday, and then we can expect some flurries in the afternoon on Friday.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is planning on investing $1.4 billion to build and rehabilitate nearly 10,000 homes. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy spoke with the State Housing Development Authority to learn more about how the governor's plans could address cost and supply issues within the housing market.
In this year's State of the State address, Governor Whitmer laid out her goals to address the rising housing costs and shortages. Data from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority shows that the median rent costs have been on the rise since 2019.
Those increased in 2022 dollars, 6.1% over that period of time. At the same time, renter incomes have only increased by 2.7%.
David Allen, manager with MISHDA's Market Research Office, explained that there are multiple factors contributing to the increase in housing costs. The $1.4 billion plan from the governor would address issues when it comes to a lack of vacant for-sale units on the market.
Supply, if you build enough, should act to decrease the price that folks are going to be paying for housing.
The efforts from the governor have raised concerns from some who are worried about overloading contractors and construction workers who already have a backlog when it comes to homes waiting to be built.
The state of Michigan has kind of been behind the 8 ball a bit in terms of contractors and contracting for quite some time.
Allen explained that in Michigan, the construction industry never quite bounced back from the number of workers who left the state following the 2008 recession to find jobs.
Stable housing will help you get an education that you might not be able to otherwise. Stable housing makes it possible for you to hold down a job, to raise your family in a way that you want to do so, right?
He says that by attracting more workers and building a wider range of housing options, they hope to drive down costs and create some relief for the state's housing affordability crisis. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
An Iron Mountain City Council discussed state payouts for its 2 local marijuana licenses last night. The city manager explained how the state divides the 10% excise tax from marijuana sales 3 ways, with Iron Mountain and Dickinson County each receiving 15%. Now, Iron Mountain received roughly $120,000 in 23. And the remaining marijuana tax revenue goes to the Department of Transportation and the School Aid Fund. Now, money allocated to Iron Mountain School District is still based on a per-pupil payment system.
The revenue payment received from the state annually this year, it was approximately $59,000 per license. Payment for the other percentages, the cities have no involvement for the Department of Transportation or the School Aid Fund. We just strictly deal with our 15% that we receive from the state.
The Iron Mountain School District's finance director noted a roughly $450 increase per pupil last year, but it's unclear if the increase is related to the marijuana tax. Now, Marquette nonprofit is gearing up for their spring grant cycle. It's the Community Foundation of Marquette County. It's their yearly spring grant cycle that's now open for applications with just around $150,000 of funding that's available. CFMC's CEO says although some grants are small, they have a big impact over time.
Community Foundation of Marquette County has distributed over $13 million to this community over time. That's huge. So that impact over time and what we can bring from a sustainability standpoint is really magnificent in my opinion.
Applications close on the 29th, and the grant money will go to the selected nonprofits coming this May. And a major Marquette attraction is under new leadership. The Farmers Market Administrative Assistant Brian Shear is stepping into the manager role just in time for the market's return in May. The former manager of the Farmers Market just moved to a new position at Partridge Creek Farm, and Shear says he's excited to continue working with the Farmers Market in his new position and launch some new programs.
Be at the market every day is like one of my favorite things. I'll come, so that won't change too much, but now I'll be in a position where I'm working more with the vendors. That'll be fun. Launching the new programs that we have coming. We have our Power of Produce program coming back this year.
Shear says they are still looking for vendors and musicians for the upcoming season, and definitely encourages anyone interested to just go ahead and apply online. Mike Ludlam is in the studio for your 19 News Sports. That's on the way next. We're back in 2 minutes.
Buckles Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
Attention people with Medicare and anyone turning 65. If you have original Medicare, you may be able to get a Medicare Advantage plan with additional benefits. Medicare Advantage plans may include vision coverage, wellness visits, gym membership, and hearing coverage with affordable cost and copay. To see if you qualify for a plan with additional benefits, call Best Medcare. Our licensed insurance agents can review your current plan benefits and tell you what plan with additional benefits may be available to you. Just one call and you may be eligible to enroll in a plan with a $0 monthly premium with $0 deductibles. Tell us the doctors you want to see and if you want prescription drug coverage. The call is free. You may even find plans with $0 monthly premiums or $0 copays on certain services or $0 deductibles. Speak to a licensed insurance agent to find out if a Medicare Advantage plan is right for you.
Call 800-208-7175. 800-208-7175.
And let Best Medcare do the work for you.
With style and class, MeTV's Perry Mason represented the sleek 50s fashion, distinctive and suave. The truth never goes out of style on Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m.
Good evening, everyone. Boys basketball regionals. If you look at just the records, Kingsford would have been the favorite over Sault Ste. Marie. The Flivers 19-4 record, the Blue Devils 15-9. This Division II regional semifinal took place at Munising High School. Sault Ste. Marie dominated the first 4 minutes. Nate Kep scoring with the jumper, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Blue and White. A minute or so later, it'll be Kep to Ethan Cook. He'll spot Caden Lujan for the layup. Blue Devils led 8-1 after more than 4 minutes, timeout Flivers. Then the momentum switched dramatically. Gavin Trevelyan, Gavin Grondin in the corner for 3. Boom. Blue Devils trying to use his own defense. Sioux still in the lead. Next though, Morgan Slike to Jack Kriegel to Gavin Trevelyan for 3. Flivers down 8-7. A short time later, Jack Kriegel, Grondin, Morgan Slike muscles through the defenders, puts that one up and in. Second quarter now, Grondin to Jacob Markworth for the lead at 11-10. Then off a missed free throw, Grondin grabs the ball, puts it back up and in, plus the foul, and the Flivers started getting going. Grondin returned to his natural habitat, that would be 3-point range. He ended up with 18 points in the first half, 29 total, including the buzzer beater at the end of the half. Kingsford outscored the Sioux, get this, 27-2 to take a 28-10 lead, 33-19 at the half. Flivers motor their way to a 65-29 win. Kingsford will face Ludington Thursday in Gaylord in the regional final. Ludington eliminated Clare 46-25. Turning to Division III, Menominee against Jeffers at Marquette. This one started off close, but we'll go to the second quarter now. Spinorama for Trevor Terkoff. That's good for 2. 14-10 Maroons. Menominee keeps the pressure on. Connor Caduti from outside. Sure, it's 21-12 Menominee. And the Maroons keep right on going. Trevor Terkoff with another 3. And he's in pretty good shape, and you can tell he's rather excited. Jeffers, though, gets back into it. Lincoln just will drive between a couple of defenders. A little jump stop, hop, puts that one up and in, but they're still down 10. Jeffers' all-time leading scorer, Levi Fromm, dodges defenders, puts this one in for 2. He finished with 10 points and the all-time record at Jeffers of 1,583 points. I think his athletic director, Steve Nordstrom, held the old record. Trevor Terkoff, sure, he ended up with 26. Menominee pulls away to win 64-39. The Maroons will take on Elk Rapids Thursday in the regional final. That will be in Manistee. Elk Rapids blew out Roscommon 81-50. Let's go to Division IV over at Kingsford High School. That is the high-flying slam dunk of freshman Vic Giuliani as Forest Park took on North Central. Giuliani had 17 points to lead the Trojans, and Forest Park went on to win this one 45-31 over North Central. Now as we go to the scoreboard, Forest Park will take on Lakeland and Hubble Thursday at Negaunee Lakeview Memorial Gym. The Lakes had a rally to defeat Wakefield Marinisco by the count of 47-41. Also in regional basketball over at Manistee High School, it was Munising, your defending state champions, downing Rudyard 69-51. And St. Ignace will be Munising's opponent. The Saints beat Onaway 79-74. Oh, by the way, Johnny Ingles had 44 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals for the Saints. These two winners meet at Sault Ste. Marie on Thursday. Community College women's basketball. Bay is still alive in their tournament as they defeat Grand Rapids Community College 66-57. A Marquette Senior High School grad has been named the GLIAC Men's Basketball Offensive Player of the Week. Marius Grzoulis of Grand Valley State recorded his 5th double-double of the season, scoring 22 points, 10 rebounds to help the Lakers defeat NMU in double overtime. He also had 4 assists in that victory. Grzoulis then tied a career high with 24 points as the Lakers defeated Michigan Tech on the road. He grabbed 5 rebounds and blocked 2 shots. Turning to hockey ever so briefly, a couple of Michigan Tech players doing pretty well in the minors. Tanner Carroll, the American Hockey League Player of the Week, 4 games, 4 goals, and 3 assists. And Trenton Bliss had 4 goals and 4 assists for the Toledo Walleye, being the ECHL Player of the Week. That's all from here. Back to you, Mitchell.
Thanks, Mike. And the people of Marquette were out on 3rd Street today showing off their team pride. This is a parade full of cars and all in support of the Marquette American Legion Post 44. Now the team just won the Michigan Amateur Hockey Association State Championship against Kalamazoo just by 1 point. Now they'll go on to compete for the national title, which they'll be getting ready for the tournament happen next month on April 3rd. Ariane has one last look at your weather forecast right after the break. We'll be right back right after this.
Primary season is just starting, and I'm being told it's over and it's Biden and Trump. Okay.
Colbert's New with Senator Bernie Sanders tonight on CBS.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-495-8670.
At BCMH, care is not just a service, it's a way of life. We strive to improve the well-being of our community, to help families heal and grow. With physicians welcoming new patients, we're ready to care for you. And you don't need an appointment. Walk-ins are welcome at the Convenient Care Clinic. Baraga County Memorial Hospital. Our family caring for your family.
New fun and games are here. I'm Jerry O'Connell inviting you to come and play Pictionary on WZMQ TV 19.
Get ready to march up the aisle with Richardson Jewelers downtown Marquette. March is Wedding Band Month. We will have a wedding band event March 12th through the 23rd. We will have over 100 different bands in for viewing. Whether your engagement ring is for me or not, I will find you the perfect band for your big day. Come see me for the ultimate bridal experience personalized just for you. Wedding bands
at Richardson Jewelers.
This is home for CBS. WZMQ 19.
Our temperatures right now in that 20 to 30 degree range. We're expecting them to be a lot cooler, especially in the later hours around 10 to 25 degrees. And then taking a look tomorrow, maybe you want to grill out. We've got lots of sunshine. Those winds are going to be fairly calm unless you're along that Keweenaw Peninsula. Look at that high in Iron Mountain, 47 degrees. Iron River should be close to that. Inga, maybe I'll head down your way. Spread Goodness Day is on Friday. It's going to be a little bit cloudier, a little bit breezier, but you know what? Put on those shades, spread some sunshine around, and look at those temperatures. A little bit chilly, but still not below freezing, right? All right, our 7-day outlook for Escanaba are gusts on Thursday. We could see those as well, but those temperatures around 40. Warmest day down there is going to be tomorrow, and then we'll drop down to about 38. Reminder to spring forward, everybody, on Sunday, and check those batteries for your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors.
Lastly tonight, a silent auction benefit through the Lake Superior Art Association is bringing more light to the trailblazers that are growing the Marquette art scene to what it is today. On Northern Michigan University's campus, the association honored Anita Myland, the original organizer of the first Art on the Rocks. There were various art pieces available in the silent auction, a retrospective really around Myland's life, and all to benefit a scholarship that's offered to students attending Northern Michigan wanting to pursue the arts.
Really bother her that you go in a souvenir shop and you can find anything made in the UP. And so she said, we're going to change that, you know? There's going to be a UP Craft Council.
You know, I never thought there'd be this many people for a party about Anita Myland, who's been gone how many years? I'm thinking, who even remembers her? But look at because people really support the arts here in Marquette.
For any artist looking for any opportunities to grow in the industry of the arts, we'll have a link to the Lake Superior Art Association on our website. Just head to WZMQ19.com. And that's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 6.
Shop our huge selection of Amish crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order with 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.